What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. Today, I want to focus in on St. Louis Blues and what to expect from the squad going into the 2015-2016 season. The last team I've previewed, which I didn't do on purpose. I don't know why I didn't get around to it till later, but whatever. Obviously made some moves this offseason, traded away TJ Oshie, brought in Troy Brouwer. Wanted to change things up after being a first round out. It was each of the last 2 years, and definitely each of the last 2 years. The year before that, they got knocked out by LA in the second round. But they're trying to infuse youth in the lineup. That's a big reason why Robbie Fabry's still in camp right now, trying to get a little younger up front. Just youthful legs in the lineup, I think, is definitely a beneficial thing for the team. And you look at what they've got in camp. I know they have Gomez and I think Scotty Upshaw still in camp. They've got some veterans looking to, hang around, get another shot at a Stanley Cup, and good mix of healthy competition. I think is what I'm trying to look for. With veterans and with younger guys going at Denver, a few roster spots. That's what you need in camp. They really got to light something onto themselves to not be that San Jose Sharks or Ottawa Senators team of years past, where great in the regular season and then it's like Cinderella at the ball. Midnight comes around, it's over. In this case, midnight being the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I think St. Louis is still a contender in the Western Conference. I don't think their window is closed by any means. I think they made the right move, re-signing Vladimir Tarasenko to that lengthy extension. He is a hell of a player. He'll definitely help them out. And you look down the list. I think Stastny's due for a bounce back year. He almost has to be. You struggle like that, in your first year of a big contract with a new team after coming over, to essentially be the X factor that got them over the hump and got them a Stanley Cup. That was a tough pill to swallow, but I think they've proven what they have to in the regular season. But I still think, look at Stastny's numbers, 46 points last year. That's pathetic. That was his lowest at 24 on the lockout year. But either way, that's not what you're paying this guy. You're paying him number one center money. He has to play like a number one center. There's no other way around it. So, we'll see how he responds to year two in St. Louis. He's always been a good playoff player, and then last year kind of disappeared. That's obviously not what the Blues are paying him to do. So we'll see how that works. He's still only 29. He'll be 30 in December. So to say Stastny's out to pasture is stupid. But the problems. You look at the problems with this team. My thing was always they never had a true number one sniper. They have that now in Vladimir Tarasenko, and it's like now what's keeping them from being the team that goes to the final. It's like great blue line. I love Alex Pietrangelo. I think Jay Bouwmeester is a good fit on that blue line. I love Kevin Shattenkirk. Got to watch him play a lot during his days with Boston University. So it's like blue line's great. Forwards are deep. They've got a lot of talent. It's like what's holding them back? It's easy to say the goaltending, but you can do worse than Jay Gallen and Brian Elliott. I think the year they went all in for Ryan Miller was stupid and foolish, and I think that in the long term kind of hurt them as well, considering the assets they traded away. But they at that time, a year and a half ago, thought that's what was going to hold them back. That's what was holding them back from winning the Cup. Went out, Ryan Miller shit the bed against the Blackhawks that year, and still. I don't think the team's ever. I don't say it's never recovered, because obviously they're one of the best teams in the NHL last year. But at the end of the day, it's like, and the other thing working against St. Louis, and I've talked about how young the nucleus is, time's on their side, but time's on your side till it's not. The Western Conference is amazing. You look at that division, they play in arguably the toughest division in the NHL. Obviously, a certain team, that division's won 3 out of the last 6 Stanley Cups. You look at Nashville being a team on the rise. Colorado's going to bounce back. Dallas is going to bounce back. Minnesota's a hell of a team. And it's like, you're facing tough challenges all year long. Why is it after Game 82, you collapse out of those tough challenges? I thought I picked Minnesota to beat them, and I was right, but last year in the playoffs. But to not go 7 with that team, and it's like Jesus, it's tough. But this is going to be one of the most intriguing storylines all year long, because every year in every sport, there's that one team, say every couple, that's great, seemingly year in year out, and then just doesn't break through. And St. Louis has fallen into that category, and we'll see if they have what it takes to buck that trend. Does the TJ Oshie for Troy Brouwer swap do anything? We'll see. I like Troy Brouwer as a player. He's won a Stanley Cup, a lot of experience, played a lot of big games. Oshie's played a lot of big games too, so it's like different player. Is Brouwer better suited for the Western Conference? Obviously won a couple with Chicago. See what happens. I mean, this is just one of those situations where you look big picture at everything, and it's like, does that get them closer to winning the Stanley Cup? And I can't say it does. So, my prediction for St. Louis, great regular season, don't get it done again in the playoffs. But I've been wrong before. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's like episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes of the off season, through the preseason, and beyond. Later, guys.